Well, Cyclone to Freddy has defied all expectations. It is now a Category 5 with winds of 160 miles per hour and a pressure of 925 millibars. As it approaches Rodrigues, which you can actually see on this map, it is that little island right there. And it is moving west at 12 miles per hour and is expected to reach Madagascar soon. So here are current watches and warnings. As you can see, um, cyclone warnings for Rodrigues, Mauritius, and Réunion out in the ocean, and for parts of the east coast on Madagascar, and even on the west coast, there is a hurricane watch, a cyclone watch. And on Mozambique, there is a tropical storm watch as it could head there after hitting Madagascar. Here's our current forecast for Freddy. As you can see, powering through Rodrigues still as a Category 5, before moving on to Mauritius and Réunion as a Category 4, and then likely making landfall in Madagascar as a Category 3, which was not the initial expectation. The initial expectation was a Category 1 landfall. Now we're expecting a Category 3. If you thought Shaniso did a lot, imagine what this could do. The good thing about Freddy, though, is that where it is projected to hit Madagascar is sparsely populated, meaning that not very many people live there. So there's not going to be a lot of, potential victims. I guarantee this storm will still rack up a pretty serious death toll in the end, too, like Chiniso did. But that's just speculation. So here is landfall probabilities of Cyclone Freddy. Tropical storm in Category 1, easy, that is going to happen. Category 2, there's a 1% chance that it is a Category 1 or tropical storm at landfall. And then Category 3 right there, very high chances. Category 4, moderate. And then Category 5, landfall extremely low. The highest chance of it making landfall is a Category 5. Excuse me. Highest chance of it making landfall in Madagascar as a Category 5 would be it just holds its intensity. So here is rainfall. As you can see, rainfall is going to be a pretty serious threat. Overall, Mauritius and Rodrigues not going to get much rain, 0 to 2 inches. Réunion going to get a little bit more. We're predicting about 3 to 4 inches. And then on the west coast of Madagascar, we are predicting 12 inches of rain, which is quite serious. That's 300 millimeters. And then that's only right on the coast, too, which is, very strange. It is just me tonight for like the 88th time. But anyway, let's go ahead and get information pulled up. So here is Zoom Earth. What we sorry, I have not been feeling very well for the past couple days. This is Zoom Earth. This is what we normally use. According to them, it did reach Category 5 back then, which we think it did too. But Freddy's eye is actually very large when you look at the size of the storm. It kind of reminds me of Hurricane Isabel. Like, Hurricane Isabel, for the storm's size, had a very large eye. If you look at pictures of Hurricane Isabel. Which actually was a little bit stronger than Freddy, actually. Our estimate right now for Freddy is 160, 925. Isabel, I think, was 165 and like 915. But this right here is Rodrigues, and then Mauritius and Réunion are right here. And then it will move on to Madagascar eventually. And then this is why we have a tropical storm watch here. Keep in mind, those are not official. That's just by us. The watches and warnings, that's just by us. This is why we did put a tropical storm watch for Mozambique right here for the coast. Because, as you can see, out of the 5-day period, it's heading straight there. But this is one of the longest-lived storms I have ever tracked. It started on February 3rd. Well, I can't tell if that's Freddy who's in this. Okay, yeah, it's Freddy. So that's 15 days this has been active. This is Freddy's 15th night, I think. This is Freddy's 16th night. 15 days, this is Freddy's 16th night. Alright. Can I actually get a recent picture of the storm, please? Can I get a recent picture of Cyclone Freddy, please? Oh, just gonna refresh. Live. Oh. Live actually looks a little bit different than HD. The live actually looks a little bit different. Personally. Alright. Here we go. Yeah. There's Freddy. But if we take a wide shot of all three of our basins that have invests and storms right now, there's only one storm right now. So we have three areas of interest. One right here west of the Cocos Keeling Islands, 92S south of Indonesia, 99W over the Visayas region of the Philippines, and Cyclone Freddy. We all know that Freddy is here. Yes, so Freddy is now officially recognized as a very intense tropical cyclone. Now, it was not when it was first declared a Category 5 for some reason. It's very strange. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure if it reaches 150 miles an hour, it doesn't... Might be 155, I don't know. It's not 145, though, I can tell you that right now. A very intense tropical cyclone is not 145 miles an hour. If you look at all this forecast, they have it as a very intense tropical cyclone, winds like 140, 145 miles an hour. Yeah, no. You look at the charts, I think it has to be at least like 150. Yeah, 150. It has to be at least 150. I'm pretty sure if it is below 150 miles an hour, it can only be classified a very intense tropical cyclone if it has a pressure lower than 925 millibars. It might be 920. But I think once it reaches 150 miles an hour, it doesn't matter. It's immediately classified as a very intense tropical cyclone. Again, not 100% sure. But I actually want to take a look at Freddy's eye diameter right there, which I think is about 20 miles. Is it like... Okay, so Freddy's eye diameter is roughly about 40 miles. You see the little thing down there. So it's about roughly 40 miles. Which is a very large eye. That's a very, very, very large eye. If we take a look at the actual wind, though, it is fairly average, about 10 to 15 miles. I want to see how far out the prediction goes. But we'll just play the animation because the animation is cooler. Alright. So you go, as you can see, Freddy just moving along. Very powerful winds. That's not even wind gusts right there. That's just base winds. And it is still a very intense. I think it is. It's still a very intense cyclone. And there is it passing north of Mauritius. And then north of Réunion. Yeah, it's kind of strange. It passes closer to Mauritius than Réunion, and Mauritius gets higher winds and Réunion gets more rain. It is very strange. I think the latest frame, though, will officially allow us... Are you kidding? It won't allow us to... I'm mad. How far is that from land? It's like 100 miles, isn't it? It's like 200 miles away from land. I'm mad now. Wind gusts, though, I actually do want to look at, because right now, I think Freddy might be at its peak. It's certainly at its pressure peak right now. I don't think it's not at its wind peak right now, but yeah. Before, it had winds 165 miles an hour, as you can see on that chart right there. So, that was its wind peak. It's, right now, though, its pressure peak is that. But right now, wind gusts easily getting up to 100 miles an hour right there, even reaching Category 3 force right there, as you can see. And then right here, when it hits 160, it just explodes. What I do want to point out, though, is the storm size does increase. As you can see right there, it's very small right there. And then when we look at the last couple of frames, it's significantly larger. I want to take a look at precipitation. As you can see right now, precipitation is much higher than it's going to be before it hits land. That is part of the reason why the precipitation on land is not going to be so bad. If it were to hold its precipitation until it hit land, that would be 20 to 25 inches of rain. Last time we had a storm with that or over that was Chiniso. And 53 people died because of Chiniso. If you didn't know, 53 people died. Yeah, as you can see right now, rainfall is much higher than it's going to be right before it hits land, but still rainfall is going to be a serious threat over land. Pressure. So center right here actually is more compact in terms of, yeah. Yeah, sorry. Let's see, I think this was low chance. Medium, okay, so it did get an upgrade. It's at medium chances now. You know what that means? That means potential Sanvu. What I want though is Hone. We all just want Hone. So we can stop trying to think of memes. We can go on to whatever the frick the next name is. It starts with an M. That's all I know. I'll have to check the tropical weather bulletin. It starts with an M. That's all I know. That's literally all that I know. It starts with an M. I haven't updated this in a while. Iona. I started with an M. Anyway, it's Iona, which does sound very similar to Ioke. If you don't know what Ioke is, Ioke was a Central Pacific storm in 2006. That was the most intense Central Pacific storm on record. Yeah, when you get Category 5s in the Atlantic and the Western Pacific and the Southwest Indian Ocean, Australian region, yeah, it's decently common for them to get down into the 910s. That ain't the case with the Eastern Pacific. You get a Cat 5, the pressure's like in the 920s, 930s. I don't know why. Which is why it was especially terrifying when Patricia... You see, you got a 200-mile-an-hour storm in the Atlantic, or was... Thankfully, it's never happened in the Atlantic, but in the Western Pacific, you get that, you got a pressure in like the 870s. At very highest, low 880s. If you've got a storm at 200 miles an hour. Which is what really freaked people out when Patricia went all the way down to 872 in the Eastern Pacific. That's why Patricia's death toll was so low. But let's go ahead and work on the tropical weather bulletin. We will not update that because I don't have time for that. Tropical weather bulletin. Can you see Rodrigues on this map? I think you can. You can see Rodrigues on this map. Also, that gives you a perspective right there. This isn't updated, but that gives you a perspective of, like, not even right now, of, like, how close Freddy is to Rodrigues. It's about to be updated, but still. It'll show you just how close Freddy is to Rodrigues. Nah, that's like more category 4 colors. We gotta make it. That's better. Yep, so you're getting behind the scenes of how the tropical weather bulletins are made. We'll put that perfect 50%. February 19th. Mnotti? Question mark? Mnotti? Can we do Mnotti? Because I remember Mnotti was last year. I know Mnotti was last year. I don't remember specifically, what date Mnotti was. I just know it was sometime in mid-February, which is what time it is right now. Cyclone Mnotti. I'm on Zoom Earth on my phone. Nope. February 9th. Mnotti was a Category 4 on the 19th by our analysis. So that would warrant it on here. It hadn't made landfall yet, but that would warrant it on here. So let's do that. It's Mnotti and Fazile, I think. It's Mnotti and Fazile, I think. I know Fazile isn't on the map there. Yeah. We use Zoom Earth for a lot of this. This is one exception, though. It was 120 miles an hour right there. I don't care. See, Fazile was like somewhere over here. I think that is the low that was Fazile. Yep, that's it. February 19th. It was post-tropical. It's not on the map. February 19th, p.m. I don't think 4 a.m. is p.m. That's a.m. I mean, 4 a.m. is in the night, but still. There we go. And Mnotti is actually not too far from where Freddy is. Oh, yeah. Freddy is significantly further west. Yes, so there we go. Also, we do have some news. Cyclone Darian, this is just for the Southwest Indian for Darian, but Darian's no longer a Cat 5 from that. It's still a Cat 5 in the Australian region. It is not a Cat 5 for the Southwest Indian, though. It's kind of strange. Both of the major cyclones for the Southwest Indian Ocean this year have been from the Australian region. Cat 4 Darian and Cat 5 Freddy. Also, I do want to point one thing out. This name right here for the Eastern Pacific, Wiley, that is one of my friend's names. There's a lot of names for the Eastern Pacific that are my friend's names. Let's see, let's try and find that's a popular meme name. Max, common dog name. That's a popular video game. That's the name of the United States state. Best friend. I know there was Hurricane Daniel. There's like Tropical Storm Daniel. I know there was a storm named Daniel, though, and it didn't get retired. It's not being used for this year, but Hurricane Daniel. I know it existed at one point. Oh, yep, it was in 2006. Which means Wikipedia. Did it get retired? Because if it was used in 2006, it's 2024, I'm stupid. I was about to say it's 2022. No, it's 2024. I think the 2024 Pacific hurricane season, at least. 2024 Pacific Tropical Cyclone naming. Eastern Pacific. See, I want names. I want the names. I think Daniel is being used next year. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think the name was retired. Yeah, see that. Also, Hurricane Ian did get a new picture from Wikipedia, which is very nice. This picture looks much better than the old one. There's Darby. 20.4. Yep, there it is. So Daniel, if you're watching the stream, that's in the name that's in the naming list next year. Do they use names every 2 years? Because you look, some of the names in 2024 have the same names as 2022. Like the last three names, Xavier, Yolanda, and Zeke. Yeah, that's from 2022 as well. It's in 2026 as well. Willa should have gotten retired. Willa should have gotten retired if we're being honest. For what Willa did in Mexico, Willa should have been retired. But yes, let's go ahead and get on with the tropical weather bulletin. Tropical weather bulletin for February 19th. On the map of world tropics, that should say day 50. Category 5 Freddy. In the Australian region, we have an area of interest south of Indonesia with a 20% chance of development. In the Western Pacific, we have an area of interest currently over the Visayas region of the Philippines with a 50% chance of development. And in the Southwest Indian Ocean, Category 5 Freddy. Not much else to say. On this day, last year, 2022, Nadi was peaking as a Category 4 with winds of 130 miles per hour and a pressure of 939 millibars. Nadi would go on to devastate Madagascar, causing, I don't know how much damage, and killing about 20 people. In the Atlantic, the first name is Arlene, Eastern Pacific, Adrian, and in the Central Pacific, Hone. Call me. Hone, call me. You need to form. You need to form so you don't get bullied. In the Western Pacific, we could potentially be seeing Sanvu if that storm can keep itself together long enough to go through the Philippines. If it can keep itself... It can keep itself together, because it was very disorganized. Now it's actually looking decent. So it can keep itself organized. Maybe it'll form. And North Indian Ocean, don't really think we're going to get anything soon. It's Mocha. In the Southwest Indian Ocean, the next name is Inali, followed by Fabian. In the South Pacific, the next name is Judy, followed by Kevin. And in the Australian region, the next name is Herman, followed by famous Australian YouTuber Laserbeam's girlfriend's name, Ilsa. But anyway, so Zoom Earth's next update doesn't come out until 1 a.m., which is unfortunate for me. It's unfortunate for me. It's very unfortunate for me. Alright, so we actually have a live satellite. HD is worthless. HD satellite is worthless. Anyway. But here is Cyclone Fredwado. Humidity, I'm sure, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it's like 10 billion% where Freddy is. Yeah, 93%, dew point is 76%. Let's see. Yeah. I don't think anything's going to be forming in the North Indian Ocean, considering the fact that there's barely any clouds in the North Indian Ocean to begin with. There is literally almost no clouds in the entire ocean. Like, in the entire Indian Ocean, there's like 3 sets of major cloud storms. These 2 areas of interest in Freddy. Those are like the only 3 major cloud storms right now. Like, the 3 major things that are making up all the clouds in the ocean. I do want to check up on Freddy though, because, yay, it's a Category 5. So, I'm going to take a look at the current intensity real quick on my phone, because I just have it right next to me. That's faster than PC. Okay, so official analysis, by the way, is 155 miles per hour and a pressure of 931 millibars. That's official analysis. But yeah. What I still want to know, though, Of all the storms, I would change the intensity from the official last year. So, like, from all of the storms that happened last year, the one intensity that I would change the most, Typhoon Nanmadol. This thing was not a Category 4. It did not have winds of 155 miles an hour and a pressure of 910 millibars. The 910 millibars, I do agree on. The 155 miles an hour, I do not. I agree on 165. Maybe we'll get an above average season this year. Maybe we won't. But, past 3 years, 2020, 2021, and 2022, we've all had below average Western Pacific seasons. I feel like we really needed a break in the Atlantic after 6 years of hyperactivity. Yeah, 16 storms, 17 there was 18 storms, 18 there was 18 storms, 19 there was 18 storms, 20 there was 31 storms. 21 there was 21 storms, and then 22 we got like 15 or something. But yeah, so yay. Also, apparently the Western Pacific price tag for the entire season last year went up. I have failed to see any increase. Also, how did Picard kill 8 people? It literally passed near land at no point in its life. I mean, it went near the Philippines, relatively near the Philippines, not even like right up against the Philippines. I actually kind of take that back, but still, look, it wasn't even that strong. Pressure wasn't even that low. Oh my god. I am just angry that 8 people died from that. What is this? Is this Darian down here? That's what should have been Mocha. I am like 95% sure this is Darian. Yep. Anyway. Oh my god. HD satellite, you are useless. Anyway, let's get back to this. Dapia, that's what I use for my satellite now, so that's what you're going to be seeing in the videos from now on. Alright, satellite imagery, don't care. So we do have a new picture. I don't know what that is. Oh, I don't know. I know what that is though. And holy Jesus. That's a 1 second. I need a closer look at that real quick. Yeah, sorry I'm obstructing the view, but I'm gonna pull up a perfect circle real quick. That's roughly a perfect circle. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Alright, so that's roughly a perfect circle. Look. You put the circle there, take it away, there's barely a difference. That is almost a perfectly circular eye. Which generally warrants about 180 miles an hour, but Freddy ain't quite there yet, thank Jesus it's not at 180 miles an hour. Let's hope it never does get there. Because I think 160, quite frankly, is enough. Oh, cloud tops, okay. Once again, that is almost a completely circular eye. If that little cloud cover were to disappear, yep, that's a perfectly circular eye. What's this? I don't know what this is. Oh, is this a wind map? This is a wind map? I can't tell. Kind of looks like a windy uses. The little windy thing. I don't know what this is either. Just a bunch of satellite pictures, but with different colors. I know there's actually a meaning as to what these are, but I don't know what they are. This is moisture, I think. I'm pretty sure that's moisture. What's this? Um, that looks like a picture taken from 1950. And that's a close up of the eye, but that right there looks like a picture taken from 1950. Visible, e-visible. What is this? Oh, that's where the famous Hurricane Darby picture comes from. God, that's a terrifying and beautiful picture at the same time. Because the black over here is really terrifying, and then the white in the center is just beautiful. Invest 92. No. We're here to look at Freddy for the night. I want a close up on the new picture of Freddy. These people do updates often, I'm telling you that right now. So, I'm just gonna do a general outline of the eye. Just gonna do a general outline of it. Alright, so there we go. We have that right there. Might as well make the outline black as well, why not? And then we create a perfect circle with the same height, the same width. Make that black too. Look, that's a perfect circle. That's the eye. Anyway, yeah. But still, that just shows you. Yeah, that shows you some stuff. But right now, I don't have to worry about. I do have something to worry about, actually. My phone's on 2%. I do get why I'm very tired right now, though. I had a very long day. I had to watch this thing shoot up from Category 3 to Category 5 in 12 hours. I had to go on a date with my girlfriend and a lot of other things. Anyway. But anyways, yeah. So, have you guys ever wondered how this changes up here without the screen actually changing? Yeah, that's me logging into Google Slides on my phone. I'm smart. I am decently smart, though. I do have an IQ that is higher than most adults. I did take an IQ test. I can confirm that. I have an IQ that is higher than most adults. The average adult IQ is like 110. Mine is like 116. All right, but we do have a new upgrade for Fred Watto. And here's your new upgrade. 165 miles an hour, 922 millibars. If this thing wasn't still a Category 4 officially, I would have shot this thing up to 175. No, I'm not trying to get criticized. But yeah, so I've had a very long day. Again, tracking this thing off camera. By the way, I know content has been very dry lately. Yeah. It's kind of like what trying to make YouTube videos is like when you have a girlfriend, so. Yeah. Models, actually. That is something I do want to look at. Wait a minute. Wait. Is that a category? Okay, I was about to say, is that a category 5? Because I was about to say, Freddy did not hit Cat 5 in the Australian region. It hit category 4, no doubt about that, but models, this is not what I want. Yes, GFS is what I want. I do not want China. If you did not know, I do not like the country China. If you didn't know that. I need straight up Southwest Indian Ocean. Okay, give me straight up Southwest Indian Ocean. I was gonna put like southeastern Africa, because that's where Madagascar is. But this sucks too. How long does this run for? 384, yeah, that's pretty normal. Well, that went amazing. I'm pretty sure these people update like as soon as they get a new satellite image of it. ROI satellite. I have no clue what this is. What the frick is... that's an extratropical cyclone, but still. I don't want extratropical cyclones. Where even is that? I don't even know where this is. It's like in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean or something. Somewhere in the ocean. Looks like India, maybe. I do believe that that is India. To me, this doesn't even look like land. This looks like a sea battle. If you've ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean, you know what I'm talking about. What? Where even is this? I think that's like the coast of North Carolina or something. I think it is. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's the coast of North Carolina. Why am I looking at the east coast of North Carolina? Is it just a bunch of different pictures of the United States? I don't care. Anyway, that's a beautiful extratropical cyclone, I guess you could say. No, I'm joking. That cyclone looks terrible. Satellite imagery, real time. Fred Watto. 3:45. That's 10:45. Okay, it's like the same time as this. 10:50. Okay, so the same time as this. Okay. Yes, content's been very dry lately. We'll try and work on that, but let's try and reply to you some YouTube comments if we got any. Also, I know the subscriber count has been very slow recently too. We haven't gained any in like almost a month. Yeah, Freddy expected to reach category 4 right there. How about category 5? And that's what actually happened. By DRH analysis, officially that. Officially, actually, yeah, that did happen. It did reach category 5 officially. Not right now. It was like 2 days ago, but still. It was when it first reached 155 miles an hour. Comments! Okay, so this is our most recent comment. We haven't gotten any. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, 11S expected to peak Wednesday as a category 3. Give it Freddy and put it as category 5. 11S expected to peak Wednesday as a category 3. Wednesday was 3 days ago. And actually, it was a category 4 at that time. So I think they were completely wrong. See, Wednesday was the 15th, so... that's when Freddy reached his first category 5 peak, okay. Was expected to be like here by Wednesday. This is all the way over here. When was this video uploaded? 12 days ago. So it was probably the Wednesday that was not like 3 seconds ago. That would be the 6th that was uploaded. That was uploaded on a Monday, I think. It was on the 6th. I think that was on a Monday. I'm not sure, but I think that was on a Monday. So today's Saturday. Means the 11th was Saturday. I mean, the 4th was Saturday. And that would mean... Yeah, the 11th was a Saturday. 11th. I'll say that. Alright, so February 6th was when it formed. So, Tuesday. I'm confusing myself. I'm just gonna go check my calendar. Because I have a calendar on one of my other Google Slide accounts that I really do need to update. I really need to update it. Because I haven't updated it in like 4 days. Yeah. The Elite Gamer, that's who I am. If you know me, you're here. Hi. Calendar. The 6th was a Monday. So I was expected to peak the 8th. That did not, yeah. Today is the 18th. Anyway, I'm going to update my calendar while I'm here. The 18th is not over yet. There are still 44 minutes of February 18th left. So, that doesn't change yet. Yeah. I don't know how long we're going to be here. Pull up YouTube just so I can see how long the stream's running. Started streaming 42 minutes ago. Okay. Why do I sound like this? Anyway, started streaming 42 minutes ago. I'ma go on break. Alright, goodbye. I'm going to go on break for like 5 minutes. Alright, guys. We're back from break. Don't have a storm upgrade. But, so here you go. I don't think the animated picture has changed at all. I mean, I guess we'll check, but... I ain't about to wait 4 minutes. 7. I ain't about to wait 8 minutes for this! It's gonna take 8 minutes to load. I'm just gonna do something else. It's almost at the 160 threshold. It's going to be at 7 a.m. I'm not staying here till 7 a.m. I want to measure how far the storm is from Madagascar. It's about 700 or 800 miles away from Madagascar right now. We'll have to measure that again. So it looks like in the night zone it's going to stretch out to 1,000 miles, and the daytime zone, so I'm going to stretch out to 500. I don't care. Just as long as I can measure how far it is from land, which is, yeah, about 600 to 700 miles. Fred Waldo does look very good on satellite, though. I'm about to wait 12 minutes. Oh my god, that's beautiful and terrifying. I don't know what an RGB image is. It's just a picture of the storm. It's a true color. So this is what Freddy actually looks like. It's not edited or anything. That's just straight up what Freddy actually looks like. It's not edited or anything. That's a nighttime picture. That is a very beautiful picture. Once again, I think that might be a perfectly circular eye. Oh, just barely not. Actually, I think it's a long-term distance. That is a perfectly circular eye. That's a perfectly circular eye. But yes, so we got our 0 UTC update. It's not right now. 0 UTC is 6 p.m. where I live. That's 6 p.m. where I live. Our next update comes out at 6 UTC, 6 a.m. UTC, which it will be 12 a.m. my time, and it is currently 11:22. So we have 40 minutes to go until that update. So I'm not sure what to do until then. And we could go over satellite imagery. I don't really feel like it, but I guess we could. It's a 1950s picture again. Deep fried picture. We have nicknames for all of these. Picture. Good and terrifying picture. True picture. Perfectly circular picture. 1950s picture. Microwave picture. Not the actual microwave imagery. I just call it that because it looks like the colors of a microwave. Color palette. Color palette number 2. Purple map. I don't have any other names. Models. I want the GFS. Southwest Indian Ocean. Customize. $384 $568. 1 hour. Yeah, I totally want 1 hour. I'm joking. Why is it not being found? I don't know if this is ocean temperature or what. It could be like pressure or wind. Yeah, sorry. I have asthma if you didn't know. But I do want to use the zoom mechanic because you can definitely see Freddy on that image right there. You can. It's not very easy to see, but there's Freddy right there. All right. It's like runtime as long as possible. So what is that? Satellite imagery archive of tropical cyclones. Okay. I just looked at a file browser. Don't care. ROI satellite imagery. I already looked at that. I'll look at it again. It's yeah. All right. So that is a new picture right there. This is from 11 p.m. This is from 26 minutes ago. So we have a new picture. We have new pictures for all of these. There's not really a significant difference in any of them. That one actually kind of has a significant difference in the eye structure, but we don't talk about that. What's this? True color floater? Okay. Oh, that's a good looking eye. Come on, I still mess around with this a little bit. Alright. Low chance. Low chance. Pretty sure this is low chance as well. It was up at 30 miles an hour. Yes, that area of interest that was in here was that 70% is dead. This, I think, is at medium. I know what an invest is. You don't need to tell me. I know what an invest is. I've been a tropical cyclone tracker for a year, almost a year and a half. I know what an invest is. Right here on the previous Cap 5 picture, I think though, is it just me or does the 160 mile an hour picture look a little bit better than the 100 and 165? Also, the 155, the original 155 picture looked the best out of all the pictures of Freddy. It looked the best out of them all. I can see how I got up to 165 miles an hour now. I can see that. Oh, what just happened? Turned blue. Why did it turn blue? It's a blue Freddy. Everything else turned blue as well. It's a blue Freddy. I just want to watch the progression of it. It did lose its eye for a little bit, and then it got itself back together. It's like at this point, I would classify it like a category 3, but they still have it as a category 4 right there. Then they did downgrade it to category 3, and then it became rambunctious again. Oh, so according to this, we get, according to my mathematics at least, we get an update about once every 15 minutes. So we got a new picture. Is it a perfectly circular eye now? Basically. if I zoom all the way out, will Freddy look absolutely horrible? That doesn't even look like a tropical cyclone. What did I do? But yeah, that just shows you how almost perfectly circular Freddy is right now. Alright, so real quick, I'm gonna make a little chart on Freddy real quick. I'm gonna make a little, tropical cyclone chart. Make a little chart here. Alright. So I'm gonna dissect Freddy by its winds. I'm gonna dissect it that way. Now this is a very horizontal picture, so it's definitely not gonna have a perfectly circular eye here. Alright, so I'm splitting it up by its radius of no winds, very strong winds, yeah, all that stuff. Alright, I'm gonna have to zoom all the way in on this picture for this one to work. Alright, so here we go. Now I'm just gonna have to label it. Alright. I'm gonna pull this all the way over here and then we're gonna use the lines for it. Alright, so I'm gonna list wind speeds in these. Also, I do want to point out one thing. A lot of people say that the eye is where the strongest winds of the hurricane is, and I think that's where people are wrong. I think people are just hearing that the eye wall is where the strongest place of the winds are, and then they just think that the eye has the strongest winds. No, no. You can fly through a hurricane. Fly, drive, doesn't really matter. You can go through a hurricane eye. You will be just fine. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in here. So this is my little chart that I made. Actually, it's not that easy to see, but this is my little chart that I made of the wind speeds and stuff. Actually, the outer band wind speed is probably a little bit higher than that. Alright, so here we go, and then we're just going to make a radius of increased wind, which is just the rest of the clouds. No, I don't care at this point. Alright, so here we go. It's the outer bands right here, reaching winds of up to 50 miles per hour. And a really good way to tell the inner and outer bands, the inner bands will look more compact, and they'll also have a brighter tone to them. If you look at this picture of Freddy, you can see if you really zoom in on it. Freddy does sort of have brighter clouds for its inner bands. You can see right here, there's a bunch of brighter clouds and then it fades into darker clouds. Same on this side over here. That's typically where the inner bands are. Alright, so we just gotta wait 25 minutes for that update to come out. Why is it taking so long? Daniel uploaded a video too that has. I underestimated him. That video has 1,000 views. How does this thing have. Yeah, we're kind of Demon Slayer nerds. I'm not as into Demon Slayer as much as I used to be. I'm more of a Full Metal Alchemist guy now. Because I just finished the show. Hohenheim's death made me sad. Anyway. But here we go. This is the latest animated picture of Cyclone Fred Watto. Anyway. Anyway. So, here we go. As we can see here. Yes. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, chat, my brother is in my room right now. That's why I'm talking weird. Yes. So pretty much here you go. Yeah. This is a little chart diagram that I made. Alright. I'm gonna delete this now. Cyclone face strength roll. All of them. So here we go. We're gonna actually change that back to its name now. Gonna actually change that back to its name now. Alright, so there we go. Take it off caps lock. Yeah. So I'm trying to explain the whole, slow content situation. So basically, uh, Freddy formed during the middle of a, I don't want to say difficult period, but like strange period for me. Like, I was destroyed by what 2022 did to me for Cyclones. I was defeated by what happened. I had to track Darian for 18 days. I had to track Ian and Fiona in the Atlantic. I had to track Darby, Orlean, Roslyn, all those in the Eastern Pacific. Hinnom, Norden, Nanmadol, Noru, Muifa, Murbach, Nameless for the Western Pacific. Mandus, in Mandus and Satrang in North Indian. Ashley and Belita in Southwest Indian. I was defeated. All the storms I just said happened within the last 3 months of the year, and all of them, most of them, I just said were major cyclones. They were major storms. I was defeated. Like, I did not want to track storms. That's why content has been very dry lately. And also, I did just get a girlfriend, so I'm trying to spend time with her too. I'm trying to manage storms and try and spend time with my girlfriend at the same time. So yeah, that's why content has been a little bit dry recently. Also the fact that yeah, it's the end of the school year. I have a bunch of major tests coming up, so that's another reason. Yeah. I didn't check Freddy though, because it is getting very close to Rodrigues. Yeah, so it was a strange period. It was in some way sort of difficult for me. Yeah. So yeah, that's why content's been dry. Yeah, I was defeated by the end of 2022. when 2022 was over, I collapsed on my bed and almost started crying from pure happiness. I was so happy that 2022 was over, and now I'm like, oh right, this is peak of Southern Hemisphere. 2.5 months later, here we are. Oh, actually, 1.5 month. 1.5 month later, here we are. But yes, it was difficult and a strange period for me. Because I had a bunch of major tests back in January and December, on top of all the storms that happened in the last 3 months of the year. 4 months: September, October, November, December. All of those, plus I had a bunch of tests. Yeah, yeah, I felt defeated. And then late in January, I got a girlfriend. Her name is Alice. And I've been trying to manage time with her and also try and track storms at the same time. So, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, is kind of what I've been trying to do: manage time with her and track storms. So, that is why content has been very, very dry. But yeah, so pretty much whole reason I got a girlfriend. I was defeated by 2022. Just general not wanting to track storms for that period, and I had a bunch of, major school stuff. Oh my god. I was so happy during 2022. 2022 was honestly one of the best years of my life. Um, Tropical cyclones, nope. Never want to relive that. I never want to relive 2022. If I would have to track the storms that I tracked in 2022 in the future, I might just quit. I might just quit cyclone tracking. Obviously, I'm not going to do that though. But if I, that's what was hard about 2022. 2022 was dry, dry, dry. There were 35, 40 storms up until September, August. Everything just shot up. There were like 35, 40 storms at the end of August, end of September. It was like 70 or 75. September was that active worldwide. Well, actually, wasn't quite that active. It was about 55 or 60. But all the ones that come to mind for September for me, there were 5 major tropical cyclones in September alone, 3 of which were Category 5s. There was Ian, Fiona, Noru, Nanmadol, and Hinamnor. Hinamnor, Nanmadol, and Noru were the 3 Cat 5s. And honestly, thinking about Noru brings up bad memories for when I far overestimated the intensity. If you didn't know, I estimated Noru's peak at 195 miles an hour and a pressure of 882 millibars. That was insane. Now it's much more reasonable at 165, 917. But yeah, so just in September, October was not as bad, but still bad. It just wasn't stopping. Actually, in September there were 6 major storms. I forgot Muifa. It was Typhoon Muifa. That was a Category 4. But I was thinking 2022 was gonna be chill, cause Atlantic season was dry up until like August. We only had 2 or 3 storms, and and we hadn't had any August storms. And then Danielle came, and then Earl came about halfway through Danielle's lifetime. It was just a continuous cycle after that. Right after Earl dissipated, Fiona formed, and then during Fiona's lifetime, you had Ian, Hermine, and Gaston all at one time. End of Ian's lifetime, Julia, and halfway through Ian's lifetime, 11L formed. At the end of Ian's lifetime, Julia formed. At like a day after Julia dissipated, Carl formed. Like a week after Carl dissipated, Lisa formed. Halfway through Lisa's lifespan was Martin, and right after Martin and Lisa was Nicole. 2022 in the Atlantic. 2022 in the Atlantic was not as bad as it could have been. But it was still very bad. Then in the Eastern Pacific, it was same story, same old, same old. Except it was right from the start. It wasn't, two or three storms to get things going. No, it was right from the start. You had Agatha. 2 3 days after Agatha dissipated, Bloss formed. Halfway through Bloss's lifetime, Celia formed. Bloss dissipates. End of Celia's lifetime, Darby forms. Halfway through Darby's lifetime, Estelle forms. Very end of Estelle's lifetime, Frank forms. Halfway through, about a quarter of the way through Frank's lifetime, Georgette formed. Very end of Georgette, Howard formed. End of Howard, Yvette formed. Or Yvette, however you pronounce it. Then it was kind of dry. We had about 2 or 3 weeks of no activity. Then we had Javier. End of Javier, we had Kay. End of Kay, we had Lester and Madeline. End of Madeline, we had Newton. And then after Newton, we had Orlean, which was the strongest storm of the season. And then Orlean and Payne kind of formed together. And then, about a week after Orlean and Payne is when Roslyn came. Roslyn was a way to end 2022 for the East Pacific. Western Pacific was not that bad, but still. It was bad. It was bad. I needed a break. So I just calmed down. Yeah. That's one of the things you have to accept with tropical cyclones. You're gonna come over defeat. Thing is, though, you must rise over that defeat. No matter what it is, you must always rise over it. There are gonna be times where you want to quit. There have been times where I've wanted to quit multiple times. I've felt like that before. I feel like that right now with Freddy. And it's always after major hurricanes. It is always after major hurricanes. It's always either during or after major hurricanes. Ian, Darby, Fiona, Roslyn, Nanmadol, Noru, Hinamnor, Freddy, Darian. These are all storms that made me want to quit. Rye, Shantu, Mindul. Those are all storms that have wanted to make Linda. Hurricane Linda. Ida. Sam. Peter. Rose. Teresa. Those are all storms that have wanted to make me quit. I've persevered through it. Look at me now. But there are going to be many times where you want to quit, but you're going to have to persevere. That's just knowledge from me. But let's try and get back to cyclone tracking and not inspirational stories. That's not what I meant to do. It's not what I meant to do. Oh my god. Yeah, so Freddy's eye actually reminds me a lot of Hurricane Ian. Just Hurricane Ian is much larger. There just have been times that I've always wanted to quit storm tracking, and right now kind of is one of those times. Right now is one of those times where I do kind of want to quit. I'm not going to, though. As most of you know, we've come too far to stop. You see, August 11th, over 3,000 channel views total. So, yeah, we're just never gonna give up. If you want inspiration, Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. That has a lot of just words of the song that just, yeah. I'm not actually gonna play the song. I don't want to get copyrighted. I want to see if I can live stream though. I'm assuming it's gonna say no. Yeah. That's what I expected. Yeah. So it was rough. It was really rough. I made a Cyclone Darian track video. God, it was loud. When did I upload this? January 4th. Okay, so it was 5 days after Darian dissipated. Yeah, we're gonna watch it. Can't copyright me for my own videos. Darian was confusing for a while. Right there, we don't have that as Cat 5 right there anymore. It's kind of like the high-end calorie right now. Freddy's turning cutscene. Alright, I swear to God, if I'm going to stay here until 12 a.m. and they don't even give and they don't even give, Freddy, I almost said Ian, but if they don't give Freddy an intensity upgrade, uh, let alone if they just don't release an update in general, I'm going to be so mad, because you guys know how long I've been sitting here. Also, the fact that it is 12 a.m. Well, not quite, but almost. Basically 12 a.m. I am very tired and I want to go to sleep. Oh, that's some of the brightest clouds I've ever seen. Yeah, I've seen hurricanes with a lot of a lot of very bright clouds too. Hurricane Dennis would be a good example. It was during the nighttime. I don't have any pictures of Dennis when it was at its peak right here. I don't have any pictures of it, which does is kind of annoying. Yeah, I was not alive during 2005, so yeah, I can't really, say that 2005 overwhelmed me as well. I wasn't even alive. Didn't even start storm tracking until 2021, so yeah. But anyway, I swear to God, if they don't release an update for Freddy, I'm going to be so mad I might actually scream. Because you guys know how long I've been waiting for an update by now. So we got an eye width of about 20 miles. Just gonna bring up our current forecast again. If you don't know, VITC stands for Very Intense Tropical Cyclone. That's what VITC stands for. And like intense tropical cyclone would just be ITC, and then just if it was below category 3, it would just say cyclone right there. It wouldn't say C Freddy, it'd be just Cyclone Freddy. Yes, so eat. Alright, we have 6 minutes to wait until we get that update. That official update. It will release on Wikipedia. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Actually, we go. I actually do kind of want to look through this though. But yeah. If you read that right there, yeah, that was where Freddy's first peak was. 0 UTC on February 19th. What UTC time is it? Because I think I don't know. But they have an update coming out at 12 a.m. That's all I know. This is a satellite image. Does look pretty good. Seriously, Mateo France forecast. I'm gonna have to zoom like way the heck in on that. So they're expecting a peak of 140 knots, which I believe is 160 miles an hour. I believe 140 knots is 160 miles an hour. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the case. Yeah, it's 160 miles an hour. Alright, just 4 more minutes of waiting, and then we will finally see if Freddy is a Category 5 from Mateo France now. I think Cyclone Chiniso's death toll hasn't changed in a while. Wow, that surprises me. Gulab and Shaheen are above Idai, Taute, Amban, Eloise. I would put Ampan above Taute. I put Nargis at top for search. I put Nargis at top. Yeah, I put a die like second, Ampan like third, and then Taute fourth. Taute was bad though. Taute was really bad. All right. I think for hurricanes, it's fairly obvious what number one is. It's Katrina. Who didn't see that coming? Surprising one right there would be Sandy. But yeah, so Ian got a new picture. Ian's eye was not perfectly circular. I know I'm not doing much beyond here, but Ian's eye was not perfectly circular. It almost was. You see, you watch me lining the eye out. It was almost a perfect circle, and then it dropped down into this. I actually want to try something. I actually do want to, see if this works. So. Alright. I'm just gonna make it like very light gray. Maybe that'll work. Now can I fool them into believing that that is Hurricane Ian's eye? Now you can't even see it. Yeah, no, I'm just messing around at this point, waiting for the update. We just got like 2 more minutes left. I'm gonna go ahead, get Wikipedia pulled up. Australian region, I don't care. I actually want to look at 2023 tropical cyclones. 2023. If you actually look at this map, there have been so many storms in the Australian region to leave the basin this year. Especially over here, you had Freddy, Darian, like 4 other storms. Then on this side, you had what eventually became Holly, what eventually became Irene and Gabrielle, and what eventually became 06F. So yeah, this was Dingani, Freddy, and Gabrielle. I remember that. I remember when Freddy couldn't clear out an eye, and then look at it now. Yeah. Remember when Freddy couldn't clear out an eye? Now look at it. Well, it's 12 a.m. 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 It does take a few minutes sometimes. Gusting to 195 miles an hour. That means Freddy's gust will reach 200 miles an hour if it gets upgraded to 160 right there. That freak. That's a long tracking storm. And damaging and deadly as well. Cyclone Paul. Well, that was a way to start the season. Was Paul a category 5 on the Australian scale? I mean, it probably was. It's almost a perfectly circular eye. That's beautiful. Beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah. Sometimes it does quite literally take a bit. Technically, John and Paul were tied in terms of their pressure right here, so yeah. No fatalities despite being a category 4 storm. Paul didn't even affect land. Doesn't surprise me. Rosita. Alright. So now it's been about 2 or 3 minutes. So it is not below 920 millibars. We can see that. It still says Adaria's strongest storm this season. This doesn't tell much. Just it's a very intense tropical cyclone. Wait. I did not see if it was category 5 or not because I didn't want spoilers. What time is 0 UTC? What time is... I think 0 UTC is 6 p.m. What time is 0 UTC in Eastern Time? In Eastern Time. UTC to Eastern Time converter. God! Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? 6 UTC is 1 a.m. I guess bye. Bye. I was here for no reason. Goodbye. I don't know how long the stream lasted. Freddy's Cat 5, that's all you need to know. Kidding me. 89 minutes, 1.5 hour. Alright, anyway. Alright, so goodbye. Like, subscribe for more Cyclone